Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Power Rangers Season 1, Episode 49 of my show, but this is about Episode 52. And since we're on Episode 52, that means we got, let's see, because counting this one plus the previous two I did, yeah, because it was 9 when I did 51, so it's 8 now. So we got like 8 more videos left of the 50 segment, and then 160 episodes, so about 8 more videos left for the first season. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Oh, and also I just want to mention I will probably maybe start season 2 on Netflix for Power Rangers. I don't know, maybe a little while after the final video's up. I just wanted to get that out of the way. At least maybe a week after it's up, I mean. Okay, enough getting off topic. This is History of Power Rangers Season 1, Episode 49 of my show, but this is about Episode 52. And Episode 52 in the original Power Rangers series. Now this is gonna sound kind of ironic because the title of this episode is kind of, it has to do with the turn of phrase people use. The episode name is Two Heads Are Better Than One. And the reason why I say that's funny is because the two heads are better than one thing, like I said, that's a reference people use, basically. And basically that's also going to hint at the type of monster that Rita's going to send down, which I'll explain later. I just wanted to mention that. So anyway, the way this episode starts off is Jason and Tommy are teaching a women's self-defense class to Angel Grove's moms in this episode, like the female parents of the Angel Grove in this series, basically. And then after they because it's like a self-defense class, and basically after that what basically happens is Jason asks the moms if they have like any questions, and one of them raises their hands. Now it's not really a question, but it's kind of like it's a greeting, like she's thanking Tommy. Well, actually, what happens is before that, they get Kimberly and Trini to help them out with well, actually, like I said, with one of the moms, she raises her hand, and then, like I said, it's not really a question, but she's thanking Jason and Tommy for wanting to teach them self-defense, and then Jason kind of said that anything for Angel Grove moms, and then basically, like I said, the mother parents of Angel Grove, like the female parents. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyway, then Jason and Tommy of Trini and Kimberly come over to help them out with their demonstration, like their class basically. And then after a little while, I can't remember, I think it's Tommy that says the two heads are better than one thing. And then when Rita overhears, then what happens in the next scene is Rita overhears what Tommy said. She's like, two heads are better than one, eh? Maybe that's the problem with it, because after she hears that, she thinks that that's probably the problem with all of Finster's monsters, because they got one head, basically, so they're kind of stupid. And then she goes over to where Finster is, and then she asks him to make her a special monster. And then he said that all his monsters are special. And basically, then she's saying that she wants him to create a monster that has 2 brains, so it's twice as smart. And then, Finster basically explains that he's working on a parrot-based monster, and after she hears that, she said that it's gotta have 2 heads, and then he said that basically the monster does. Now what he means by that is it has 1 head on the top and 1 head in the belly area. Now that's kind of funny because I'm just going to mention this about parrots, because they have the ability to mimic, so they're kind of smart because of the mimicry. And also, I just wanted to reference this as well, because Billy's going to mention about the parrots being smart, pretty smart to begin with, so I just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, basically, what happens is, after that, then it goes back to where Tommy and Jason are in the youth center, and then basically what happens is later on Bulk and Skull show up, and then they're wanting to take part in his in Jason and Tommy's self-defense class, but Kimberly basically said that it's a women's self-defense class, and then Bulk and Skull say they know that, but they want to join because they want to meet the girls, because they don't know that it's actually moms in there, but they will find out near the end of the episode. I just wanted to mention that, because it's kind of stupid. Oh my god, I'm sorry, but that's kind of stupid. Anyway, Jason and Tommy later, they tell, well, I think it's Jason, he tells Bulk that they got some women in the class that he's sure they'll like, and then basically what happens is, when Tommy overhears what Jason said, he reminds him that they've got to think up a new self-defense technique for them to teach for their next class for the Angel Girls moms, basically. So that in the next scene, they're in the park area, and they're practicing their martial arts, and then after that, Rita looks at them with through a repulsoscope, and then basically what happens is, she then sends down the 2-headed parrot monster. Now this is gonna sound kind of funny, but when she sends it down, what happens first is the parrot monster shoots these feather-like darts at Jason and Tommy, and then when they duck the darts, they end up on the ground, and then basically what happens is, after that, Jason wonders where those feathers came from, and then Tommy suggests that it's probably in a joke kind of sense, he said that it's probably a calling card for one of Rita's monsters, which in this case is the parrot monster. Now the parrot's two brains, I just want to mention something about this. The parrot's two brains will actually play a hand in its destruction in this episode. Now, I'll explain what I mean by that later on in the episode. I just thought I'd mention it now. And then, anyway, after that, the parrot monster shows up. And then basically what happens is Jason and Tommy morph to their ranger forms to deal with the two-headed parrot. Or actually, I'm just going to backtrack here because I'm just going to backtrack to where they were in the youth center just because it's going to kind of play a hand in what's going to happen at the end of the, like, towards the end of the episode with the monster kind of thing. Ernie is basically making these special smoothies with a special fruit called if I'm remembering correctly, it's called a Pamango fruit, which is kind of a weird name for a fruit. Like it's a it's a mango fruit, but it's like I can't remember exactly. I'm just mentioning that because, like I said, it's gonna play a hand in the episode. Anyway, I just wanted to backtrack there because I kind of skipped ahead a smidge, but I kind of skipped ahead a smidge. I apologize about that, guys. Anyway, but like I said, the Pamango fruit is going to play a hand in the defeat of Rita's latest monster. Now, getting back into the part where Jason and Tommy were fighting the monster, they morphed to their ranger forms to deal with the two-headed parrot, and then after a little bit of a battle with it, well, first what happens is they struggle with the parrot monster a little, and then the parrot monster says to them in a joke where he says that they said themselves 2 heads are better than 1, and then Jason says not in his case, and then basically, which is kind of ironic because that saying is what caused Rita to create her latest monster. Anyway, and then Jason and Tommy are continually fighting the parrot, and then later on the parrot gets away, and then basically what happens is after that Zordon contacts the rest of the Rangers and has them teleport to the command center and informs them that Jason and Tommy were just attacked by Rita's latest monster, the two-headed parrot. Now I'm going to explain what the two-headed parrot's kind of powers are. One of its powers is it's able to shoot these feather-like darts. I guess I should have explained that when the monster was being, when Finster was making it. I should have mentioned that. Anyway, Jason mentions about the feather-like darts and stuff, and then they're figuring out a way to defeat the Pamango, the two-headed parrot, and then basically Alpha realizes that the computer has deduced that the only way that the parrot's only, well, actually first what happens is Zordon asks Alpha to enter into the computer about the two-headed parrot to find out any of its weaknesses, and then after that, Billy basically explains that technically speaking, parrots are already pretty smart to begin with, so by doubling the parrot's cranial power, Rita technically has created a monster that is twice as kind of smart, because in a sense, parrots are kind of smart. Like, they can mimic what they hear sometimes. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. So since the parrot has 2 brains, its its intellect is increased a little. I just wanted to mention that. Anyway, continuing on, But when Billy finds out about by the time Billy finds out about the parrot monster's cranial capacity being doubled, the alarm in the command center goes off and the two-headed parrot shows back up. And then Jason and the other Rangers go to, well, aside from Billy, because Billy stays with Alpha in order to figure out the two-headed parrot's weakness. And basically what happens is, after that, Jason, Zach, Kimberly, Tommy, and Trini, basically, they go to fight the two-headed parrot. And then after a little bit of fighting between them, basically what happens is, after that, Jason tries to take the two-headed parrot on himself, and then after that, the two-headed parrot kind of insults Jason by saying that he just talks about teamwork and breaks his own rule kind of thing, which is kind of like an insult, like it's mockery. And then the computer figures out the weakness of the two-headed parrot, which is the Pamango fruit. So basically, Zordon has Tommy teleport to where a Pamango fruit tree is, so he can retrieve the fruit in order to defeat the two-headed parrot. And then basically what happens is, when Rita finds out that Tommy's at one of the Pamango fruit trees, she said that if only there was a way for her to rip the Pamango from the tree. And then Goldar basically says her wish is his command, he'll send the putties. And then basically when he sends the putties down, Tommy basically fights the putties. And then after that, basically what happens is the putties manage to steal all the Pamango fruits from the tree. But basically what happens is, then, Tommy informs Zordon about the Pamango fruit. Like, I can't remember, but I think Tommy was in his non-human, like, non-ranger form when he did the thing with the tree. Because if I'm remembering correctly, there's a scene in the episode where he's in the youth center in his human form, so most likely he wasn't in human form when the putties showed up. I just wanted to backtrack there. Anyway, when Alpha finds out about the Pamango fruit being taken from the tree, he said that that was their best chance of defeating the two-headed parrot. But then Tommy remembers that there's still a Pamango fruit that he can get to help them defeat the two-headed parrot, because Ernie was using Pamango fruits for his smoothies. So that's what I meant when I said that fruit's gonna play a hand in the monster's demise, because Ernie was using one of the Pamango fruits for the smoothies and stuff. And then basically, what basically happens is, after that, Tommy tells this little bit of a fib to Ernie about him getting Kimberly this parrot, which is, I think it's a reference to the parrot monster itself. And then after that, the vet said, and he tells him that the vet said that the best food for the parrot to eat is a Pamango fruit. And then he said that he can't find any. And then Ernie said that, yeah, they are pretty much hard to find, but he tells him that he does have one left, even though it was for his smoothies. He gives it to Tommy. Now, that's gonna, like I said again, that's gonna play a hand in the funny ending of this episode. Anyway, then Tommy is thanking Ernie for the Pamango fruit, and then basically he goes back to where the other Rangers are, and then after he goes back to where they are with the Pamango fruit, he gives the like, he morphs, I'm guessing he morphs back to his Ranger form, because if I'm remembering correctly, I'm thinking in this part of the episode he's back in his Ranger form, and then basically what happens is, after that, he throws the Pomango fruit to the two-headed parrot, and then when the two-headed parrot gets it, the two heads start arguing over who should have the Pomango fruit, which plays a hand in its destruction. Just before, after that, basically what happens is Rita then makes the two-headed parrot, grow, and then basically, the Rangers and Tommy fight the parrot monster and the Megazord, and then they manage to defeat the parrot monster, and then Rita gets upset that she lost again. Now, I'm gonna say this because Rita makes it kind of a joke this time, when she fails. Like, she's like, I can't believe it! That parrot wasn't 2 times as smart, it was 2 times as stupid! Which is kind of funny because it had 2 brains, so it was 2 times as stupid kind of thing. And then basically, then it goes back into a scene where the Rangers are in their human forms in the youth center, and then after, when Ernie asks Kimberly about the parrot that Tommy mentioned, Kimberly is wondering what he's talking about, and then, like, he said that Tommy told him that the parrot's been a bit of a finicky eater, and then, because Kimberly didn't know in this episode that Tommy told Ernie a little fib to basically get the Pomango fruit, so she didn't know what he was meaning by that. And then basically what happens is, after that, Bulk and Skull show up for Jason and Tommy's karate class, and they're wondering what the fans are because all they see is moms, and then basically, the moms in the episode, they basically managed to take Bulk and Skull down, and then they do this little comedic ending to the episode where they say, which is sort of similar to the title of the episode, except in this case, it's 2 moms are better than 1, and then that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, depending on what time it is after I finish recording, I might post it today, but if it's later, I might post it tomorrow. But anyway, so if you guys like this video when I post it, whenever, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow for the next video. So until then, guys, like I always tell you with this series, may the power protect you always.